it really needed people. And in a way, while the exhibition was about, it showed objects, it really was about the people and the people of Maui. And I guess part of the reason I really like this project so much and this exhibition is I really feel it represents a kind of process, and the final exhibition is something that any community anywhere in the world could do, and it could be very, very meaningful to those communities. This idea of involving your community, of involving the people, and getting their stories and telling their stories through some object. No matter where you lived, no matter where it was, it would have, I think, significant meaning to the people and to those communities. It's a way of kind of bringing a community together that I think is really, really important. As far as I know, we never taped anyone. I think in retrospect it might have been very good if we had taped people. But there is also a disadvantage to taping, because the moment you turn on a tape recorder, a lot of people sort of clam up and do not tell everything, because there's going to be a written or a record of it. And so we had decided that we were going to do this simply by just taking notes, and then usually after an interview, because usually at least two people conducted an interview, we would go and take a half hour or whatever time is necessary to sort of write up what the interview included, and try to reconstruct what the people said. And again, it was a kind of not exact quotations very often, but it was a kind of synopsis or summary of the basis of what their meaning was, with the meaning that they were trying to convey. One of I think the big problems that we had was trying to figure out what the title for this exhibition should be. You know, it was just like, we wanted, the idea of the exhibition, having the objects, there was a kind of poetic quality to that. And somehow or other, most of the titles that we were coming up with did not have that kind of poetic aspect to them. And eventually, someone interviewed Roselle Bailey, and she recited a Hawaiian chant, or shared a Hawaiian chant with the interviewers. And then they asked her to interpret the chant, you know, tell them what it was in English. And she said that it basically meant, I have done the work correctly. And I say that you are now the guardian of this living water. It was such a powerful statement, and it really sort of summed up what this exhibition was, is that you've done this, your generation has done this, or your parents have done this, that's what they're saying. We have done this, and now it is your responsibility to take over and pass on this water. This living water to the next generation, to your children. It was from that, the Keia Wai Ola, this living water, that the title, we decided this needed to be the title. This was the most appropriate metaphor or signifier of this exhibition. The title of the show was actually cut out letters and mounted on the front wall, both in Hawaiian and in English. But to the side of that, to the right, was the verse of that chant, and then it was also translated into English on the side there. At the entrance, we tried to show objects from various cultures. We had a Japanese hibachi and a Hawaiian drum right at the entrance there, sort of forming the entrance portion of the exhibition. There is a spectacular saddle the family had, that the father had actually ridden in that saddle. And when we interviewed the Paniolo, his son, who was also a Paniolo, the son conveyed the idea that this saddle was the most important thing to him, and that saddle, I think he said something like, that saddle supported my father as he supported us. It was just a sort of beautiful way of putting his kind of feeling and respect for his father. You know, it's just the power of the way the people said these things was just, this is what made this, you know, it convinced us all along that this exhibit was going to be important.